place where the magic happens. Conversations flow and the laughter snapping. Here at Netters Network, where the stories come alive. Every episode's a journey, every guest a drive. Netters Network, tune in for the show, where the headlines meet the heart, and we all get to know. From the highs to the lows, we've got it all in tow. Netters Network, where the world's on the go.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Netters Network Thursday Things. Before we get started, let me introduce to you my co-host for the night. You know him as that guy at the end of the bar, the love of my life, Troy Pacelli. And tonight we will be talking to a very special guest who happens to also be the love of my life, that guy at the end of the bar, Troy Pacelli. How you doing tonight, sweetie, and what are you sipping on?
Well, salud, thank you. It's something brown.
I'm starting off with the what's left of my seltzer water cherry, and then switching to my seltzer water mixed berry.
There you go. You're doubling up on the seltzer tonight. That's great.
Well, it's only because I ran out of cherry.
Fair enough. We got a jump in chat here tonight.
Yes, we do. Okay, and I have no idea what the numbers that keep showing up next to people's names means. It's a new thing that I just noticed today.
Some sort of a scoring thing. Oh, yeah, it's on mine too. Ruby Hoove has 1.
Yeah, Lady Mist on mine has 2.
Okay.
Curtis Selby has 3. Mark has 1. If anyone knows what that means, please enlighten me.
Yeah, how does the scoring work? I mean, I would have said, well, Ruby Hoove just gave me a gifted membership, but then there's other people with numbers too. I don't get it. I guess that's why I'm a geeky geezer.
Yeah, it's like I didn't see anything advertised anywhere that said this is a thing they're going to be doing. And if you click on the number next to somebody's name, it just tells you how many points you have.
Yeah, 75 XP, Curtis points out. Well, how do you know when you level up?
Yeah, it's like, what does that mean?
Do you use those XP points to buy more stats or something?
Somehow, Mark has 100 XP. Yet then Lady Mist, Tired Midnight Blogger, and Deleted Scenes have 75. Big L, JPRPH1, and Tim have, Big L and JPRPH1 have 50, and Tim has 25.
You know what?
I don't understand this.
The more you engage, the more points you probably get. Go ahead and scope it out, and then let us know how it turns out.
There is a thing here. Okay. Because this wasn't on something else.
Never found something out.
Community leaderboard at XP. What is the leaderboard? A place for fans to stand out in the community. The top 3 get special badges and live chat. It resets every stream, so you can always try again. How do you get on the leaderboard? You need to collect experience points or XP. And how do you get them? Send live chat messages, send super chats and super stickers. Learn more in the help center.
Okay, we speculated that, and I think I know. I don't think it's continuous. Okay, I think it's kind of like the way, what are they called? Achievements unlocked. So you get a certain amount of points if you give a super chat. You get some if you leave a chat. If you leave if you buy a gifted membership, and there's other things you could do to unlock more points. I think that sounds like the plan to me. Ruby Hoove says, thanks to the visiting nurse showing up sick, I'm coughing and feverish. So told her other clients, not my sis. Yeah.
So I think I'd have to report her for that and say, no, I'm sick. My sister's not in good health. And the sick person comes, a sick nurse comes, and then, gets us sick. I would report her.
But, points aside, I think we should encourage everyone who is contributing because they make this happen.
Oh, absolutely.
Let's go back to the beginning and start from scratch.
Yep, you're good at showing the chatty things.
I
So.
am. We'll start with my Klingon brother, Mark Malnikoff. I claim first place in the chat in the name of the Klingon Empire. Cry havoc and let slip the netterbots of war. Hapla! Welcome, my friend. When all else fails, interview Troy. Well, it's been a very, very eventful week for Troy tonight, so that's why
it's like if I just had nothing going on, me and Troy would just be chatting. But in this case, this particular time, it's an actual interview.
Yeah.
So,
but that does put me in the position of being both co-host and being interviewed. So we'll get there. But FKHC 2005, whom we lovingly know is Tim. $1 for FKHC 2005. There you go. Oh, so is that a super sticker, or is that he's just saying it for himself? There you go. And Netter calls me the love of her life. I love you too, my dear. And then let's see here. Big Al presents, who we will be hanging out on Saturday night, watching Inner Space at 9 Central, 10 Eastern. Welcome. And a very special guest. I think this is the first time we've seen you on one of our channels here, Mrs. Criticless. She as Netter is, I consider Netter to be my biggest cheerleader. Mrs. Criticless is the biggest cheerleader for Mr. Criticless. You can find him you should go to his channel, his webpage, criticless.com, and start reviewing every movie you see, and use it as a wonderful resource to decide whether or not a movie you want to go see is worth seeing. It's a way better site than Rotten Tomatoes or any of that other mumbo jumbo. Get over to Criticless. But then follow Criticless right here on YouTube. It's a great, great channel, and he's a great guy. And I met him and hung out with him at MegaCon. And I was like, I like the cut of this guy's jib. I'm going to support him in every single way that I can.
Oh, for those of you who are seeing those numbers after names, there is a way to turn it off on the community tab, apparently.
Yeah, it's a radio dial there. Curtis Selby, welcome. The Tired Midnight Blogger. Curtis, always when you show up, make sure you drop the link to your new channel every single time.
Yeah,
That's why you have a blue wrench. And speaking of a blue wrench, dropping the blue emojis to encourage Netter is Lady Mist. Thank you so much for being here. Bring on that last call guy. That's me he's talking about. Sin says hello. We'll try to tune in, but we'll be dipping in and out from time to time. Yes, I know you are a busy person. Sin's Corner. Sin is a great film reviewer who does review films on Criticless. So make sure you follow her as well.
In fact, anyone who does the Saturday Night Rewatches with either Big Al or myself, so on Big Al's channel or my channel, after you watch the film, make sure you go over to Criticless and do the review. I've been doing that for the last, we've been doing that for the last like 3 or so weeks, because I've also been reviewing the ones we see on Troy's Members Monday Night, the movies. Yeah. So,
and just, if you're one of those that likes to collect all the achievements, there's an achievement for the first person to do a review on any given movie,
which I've gotten already.
Now, let's face it, you're going to have a real hard time. There's a lot of movies, popular movies, they already have at least one. But I bet you can find an obscure movie that nobody else has reviewed that you were just crazy enough to see. And maybe you can either get a few more eyes on that movie by giving it a good review, or warning people off by saying, no, Ouija shark, maybe not, unless you've been drinking a lot and you're with friends.
Even then.
And JPRPH1 on both of our channels dropping the membership emojis because he is such a wonderful supporter of the channel. Lady Miss, speaking of being a supporter of the channel, not only is she a blue wrench, but she dropped a super sticker for Netter. It's a Shiba dog shaking his body from left to right, surrounded by red hearts. there you go. It's a very good description of it. It really does describe it. Too bad we can't show it using the platform. And salute to deleted scenes. Good to see you, my friend. Ruby Hoove, who loves to help us grow our community by offering gifted memberships, has gifted a membership to Trollmonger. Remember, if you're going to troll, you got to pay the toll.
Yeah.
Got to pay the toll. If you start trolling, I may not be reading your comments, but if you're dropping super chats, I very likely will.
And may even like engage with you.
Yeah. Even if you're trolling, just pay the toll to troll. That's all that I ask. And Ruby's been very concerned about her sister who's been in bad health, and we've all been very concerned about her. Those of you that are the praying type, like Netter. I'm not saying I'm not the praying type. I'm just saying that the big cat at the top of stairs and I aren't really on the best of terms. So I think it's better that Netter pray instead. But there you go.
He has faith in my faith.
Yes, I have faith. She has faith like a child, so there's no doubt about that. And I'm trying to get caught up. At least Sis isn't. Oh, okay. So at least your sister didn't get sick from that
good.
nurse. Okay, good. Man interviews self. Should make a show out of that. Yeah, but if I interview myself hard enough, I might go blind. So I got to be careful. Mark's 47. Last call, Troy Pacelli. Good appearance on Doomcock last night. Thank you so much. I'm going to be talking about that in just a moment. Did you ever get yourself a light for your ring? Yes, I did.
And he got a 6-pack.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, because it was cheap to get a bunch of them. Netter keeps one on her keychain, but I can't believe I'm getting into the story. Okay, we got to back up a little bit here, guys, to tell you the story. So Mark was hanging out with us at.
You're not wearing the ring now, are you?
I'm not wearing it now. Mark was hanging out with us. Okay. And Gary and all the folks.
I'll be right back.
In at MegaCon, and it was Gary who gave Netter and I both Doomcock rings. But the one he gave me specifically was glow in the dark, which I've, since I was a kid, I've always loved glow in the dark stuff. Just, I'm easily amused, I guess. And I did not know this. I mean, I know my, high school science really, really well. I excelled in science, but I just did not realize that glow in the dark things fluoresce and charge up really, really well. Yeah, let me put this right up to the camera.
Well, that's not charged.
Well, let them see the ring, the Doomcock ring that Gary gave
mine.
Me. Yeah, you'll probably be able to see the ring a little bit better on Netter's because it's blue, and she likes blue. But then this guy comes along, and he says, "Oh, it glow in the dark," and just out of nowhere, as if he'd been planning this, like he knew I was going to be getting this ring. He pulls out this black light. Oh, well, okay. So now I'm too much in the lights. I got to hold it back so you can see that it glows in the dark. But yeah, it maximizes the glowy charge if you shine black light on it. And they got these little bitty tiny, that you can carry on.
I got my Doomcock.
And what's cool about this, and the reason I have this by my bed is because, well, I like to light this up at night. So we got the scary glowy ring glowing at night. But if I'm trying to find something in the dark, use a black light so it doesn't cause blind you and wake you up, like a flashlight would. So anyway, Mark, thank you so much. I'm glad you saw it, and I hope we'll be talking more about that appearance on Doomcock.
I left my earplug over by the stairs.
You couldn't hear. Well, it's not like we really need to hear anything. I only use this so that we don't come over the speakers and reverberate. And the Stark of Iron, great channel. I saw him in the chat last night too, as well. He's got a great channel. He's a man after my own heart, if you know what I mean. So make sure you follow him and his channel as well. And I would ask, of course, that the mods out there, please be dropping the links for the people visiting tonight. I really, really appreciate this. Ruby, you never have to apologize. I know you've got a lot on your plate, but you the way you support this channel, I just I cannot thank you enough. Really, really.
And did you see Starker Ryan said you were great on PCB?
I may or may not have gotten to that particular.
Oh, you may not have gotten there yet.
Nate, Geek Flag with Nate Knows says, bonjour, Netter. And Troy, Netters, you look lovely tonight, doesn't she? I always tell her she looks so great when she lets her hair down that, yeah, she should do that more often. And thank you very much for the $5 super chat. Super, super appreciate that. Let's see.
I know we have at least one other person that popped in.
Says, I got a big bunch of Doomcock rings. I'm guessing they're the same kind. And Gary hooked me up, too. I got my prisoner release badge from Gary, too.
Jealous.
I have yet, I think, to annoy Doomcock enough to get thrown in prison. But Mark will tell you I have been thrown in the brig on our bird of prey so often that I've just started calling it my quarters. So
and I'm security officer.
And she's security officer.
You know.
I had the honor to deliver a ring to Gina Carano
really?
with Robert Wright, Harvey, and Doomcock ring. There you go. Interesting.
Awesome.
Blacklight is also useful to see where it's been. Yeah, well, okay. Yeah. Booger 414 stopping in to like and say hi. Thank you so much, Booger 414. I just like to say Booger.
Yes. Those of you who ever watched WKRP in Cincinnati, I think it was the first episode when Johnny Fever, whoever his name was joining, or they're changing the format of the radio show. And so he changed the name from Johnny something to Johnny Fever. And Andy, who was the program director, told him, yeah, this is rock and roll station now. You can do, whatever. And he goes, and I think he had mentioned that he had gotten fired from a previous station because he said booger on the air. So when Andy tells him it's rock and roll, you could do whatever, he gets on the air and the first thing he says is, we're going to be listening to this song by whoever. Oh, and by the way, booger.
There you go. Yeah, those little 70s cultural touchstones. I'll be talking about some of those on Liquid Lunch next week. We'll talk more about that in a bit. I am the minister of Harvey's Field Ops. I fight to save the universe every Friday. Oh, don't sell yourself short, Stark of Iron. I've seen your show. You fight to save the universe, at least in terms of pop culture, every time you stream.
And Stark of Iron sent me a picture of his badge and ring. Nice.
Mark Malnikoff says, I will happily put you in the bail and jail at WindyCon this November if you like. We'll see. Booga. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that badge is pretty cool.
Yeah, see, he has chewed some of the same pop cultural ground that we have. This is one of two channels where that gets said when I arrive. Oh, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I'm sure that happens. However, the name comes from Revenge of the Nerds. That's right. Oh, shoot. What was his name?
His real name?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Booger, the actor. He also played in the last couple seasons of Moonlighting. I liked him. I really did.
Give me a sec.
Are you guys going?
His name was Dudley Booger Dawson on the show, but it was played by Curtis Armstrong.
Curtis Armstrong. That's right. And are we going to Dragon Con? Do you know when that is, Sin? It depends. I've always wanted to go to Dragon Con and really never gotten there.
What state is it in?
I think it's down south. I think it's like in Georgia or something like that.
Oh, don't know.
Maybe someone can fill me in, let me know. Maybe I could make that happen. A little bit of trivia about WKRP in Cincinnati. Do you remember the theme song they played at the end of the show? And do you know any of the lyrics? Is the song from the end different from the one at the beginning? Yeah, I think it was. Because I know, the main theme song pretty well. But
do you know the extended version?
Probably not. Not as well as I know the one from Cheers.
It's like, I know the extended version, but it would take me a minute to come up with the lyrics.
I mean, like with Cheers, the lines you don't hear on the show pop into my head. Roll out of bed, Mr. Coffee's dead. The morning's looking bright. Anyway, one of these days I have to come up and bring my briefcase of characters and parodies. There you go. Just let me know and schedule me in. If this is a free time for you, I think it would be great for you to join Netter and let's start cross-pollinating our viewership. Build this community. Together we grow. Thank you very much. It's Labor Day weekend. Okay.
So it's September? Is that when Labor Day is? Yeah, it must be. Because I remember when I was pregnant with my daughter, she was due on Labor Day, and she actually came a week later.
Let's see. I'll start looking at it. We'll see if we can make that happen. Let me know if you go, because I'll be there again this year with my audiobook company. There you go. That's why she was asking. Okay. I'll pencil it in and I'll see if we can't make it happen.
Geek Flag with Nate says, the song at the end of WKRP was a hard rock song and there were no lyrics. It was put together at the very last minute and the singer's literally singing gibberish.
Okay. Yeah, I thought it was a hard rock song. I didn't know it.
And some of the lyrics, your shrink ran off to
and your shrink ran off to Europe, didn't even
I remember
write.
that.
And your boyfriend wants to be a girl. Be glad there's one place in the world where everybody knows your name.
Okay, since that's the last weekend in August.
I did just finish my varsity show today and SRF fundraiser for Jacob Ironsides. So my singing voice today is a bit stressed. I understand.
And your husband wants to be a girl.
Your husband wants to be a girl. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's what it was. It's not a new concept. It's just lately become an epidemic. But anyway, so thank you all for being here. Thanks for all of those that came to to encourage me on my appearance on Doomcock. I mean, it's up to you. Do you want to start there, or should we back up? It's your show. Tell me where we're going with this thing.
Well, let's start with that. I thought that was a phenomenal guest appearance that you had on there. He was guest hosting, filling in for someone who was on holiday. And those of you who know Gary Ambrosia, he had given me a call and said, hey, is Troy available on Wednesday? There's someone who's going to be taking a holiday for a couple weeks and want to know if he's available to be on a show, filling in. I was like, yeah, absolutely. I said, I'll let him know to give you a call back. So he calls back and...
Yeah, she writes it out, and I think she wrote it down wrong. She said he wants to know if you want to be on Pop Culture Minefield, which is another channel. And I'm like, I don't think he's associated with the guys from Pop Culture Minefield. But yeah, I called him back, and he's like, hey, man. He's like, so would you like to be on Pop Culture Breakdown on Wednesday? I said, oh, Pop Culture Breakdown. Yeah, sure, absolutely. And he says, okay, well, I'll shoot you an email, with what we're going to be talking about so you can brush up, He says, have you ever seen The Untouchables? I'm like, dude, Dude, I was in high school at the time. I saw it in the theaters. It was filmed in Chicago. I have a vowel at the end of my name, and I grew up in Chicago. You better believe I know the whole history about, the real events around it. I said, yes, I'm a subject matter expert on this. I would love to contribute to your discussion of the Untouchables. And I think it went pretty well. It went pretty well. So I get off the phone with Gary, and I'm like, well, that's exciting. She goes, yeah, you're going to be on, what is it again? I said, Pop Culture Breakdown. She goes, that's great. I'm like, do you know the show? No, not at all. I said, that's Doomcock.
Well,
she's like, oh my.
No, I thought it was the other one, Pop
Culture Minefield.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, yeah.
It's a pretty good show. There's some great people on it.
I mean, I do know it. And I was just like, okay. And then he goes, no, this is Doomcock's show. And I'm like, oh, that one. Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
I was on Pop Culture Breakdown a couple of times back in the day. Yes, I think that might be where I first saw you, in fact. I don't know. It all kind of blends together. We see each other all over the place on X and everything, so I never really can remember. No, wait a minute. Let me get to this one first. No, not Gary Nerdrotic. Gary Ambrosia.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's nothing like the original black and white Untouchables show with Robert Stack. I grew up with that. Yeah, we didn't get into that too much because we were specifically talking about the movie. But somebody did bring up that they tried to revive the show and it just really didn't take off. But I mean, how do you follow a movie written by Mamet and directed by De Palma? I mean, any series you do is going to be, well, Rings of Power by comparison,
Yeah.
Gary is a great guy. He taught me some pointers from my performances when we hung out. Speaking of Gary Ambrosia, I'm speaking directly to you, Mark Malnikoff. Check out Gary Ambrosia's channel. He just did a video restoring the original Enterprise D dedication plaque. It was found, it was warped, it had a bunch of bubbles in it, and he talks about what he did to do a restoration on it. And he now has a replica of it up on his wall behind him when he's on camera. Go check that out, Mark. I think you would enjoy it. He does some of the same kind of work that you do, except his is more he does do reproductions of props, but he also does restorations of original film used props, which is absolutely key. So yeah, I had told Sin, I don't remember, we were talking online or something, and I said, I got to admit, I'm going to be on Doomcock, and I'm kind of nervous, although that's not how I said it. I said it a little bit stronger than that. And she says, well, yeah, understandably so. And I told Gary and after the show, and he goes, yeah, I figured you would be, but I knew you'd be fine. Like, I didn't. I'm glad you did.
He's actually gotten a lot of compliments for being on the show. Everyone's saying he was a great guest because Troy knows how to talk. That's one thing about my husband. He knows how to talk. So, apparently they really liked him. Doomcock said several times during the show that he'd love to have him back on. So yay! Maybe
next time they need somebody to fill in, maybe I'll hang out with the popular kids again. You never know.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm really excited about that. I'm excited for him. It's like, this is so cool. Yeah, I'm like,
you did great on there. I would be the one to choke. No, I find that hard to believe. You also have the gift of gab, and let's face it, Sin, you're way more photogenic than I am. So, I mean, you got that going for you too. But yeah, so yeah, that was the big thing that happened this week. But that wasn't the only thing that happened.
Yeah, so why don't we talk about that? So you are having you've already started making a very major change to your channel.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that.
So those that have been following me for a long period of time know that this whole thing started, this whole YouTube thing started back during the pandemic, back, 2019, 2020. I don't remember exactly when, as something to do to continue the whole idea.
2019, because we
Okay.
got let go like March.
We were working for a company that at the end of the week, we would all get together and go to the pub
Yep.
with our coworkers and kind of, decompress, let off some steam. And I said, when we lost our jobs, I said, that's what I'm going to miss the most. So I created Last Call as a kind of a way to kind of keep that concept alive. But then, in pretty short order, we got back to working, and I was working from home, but I was working as a contractor, independent contractor. So it had all the perks of working from home, no commute, right?
Yeah.
But I knew it was potentially very temporary. And I said, I think if if I start doing pretty good with this whole YouTube thing, maybe. And keep in mind, when I say YouTube, I mean streaming. I don't mean just YouTube. I mean the Green Machine and NX and all the others. Just so we're clear. When I say Xerox, I don't mean specifically a Xerox machine. It could be any photocopier. But so I said, if anything ever happens to this contract and it goes away, I think I'm going to try to do the YouTube thing full time. Well, that happened about 2 months ago. A month ago?
6 weeks.
6 weeks. A month and a half ago. That's when I started thinking about what I wanted to do to expand the show. And after a bit, I was like, you know what? Liquid Lunch. It's on brand. I'm gonna start doing that. So I've been doing the daily, or at least the week daily, show at noon Central every day. And I figure, if you can take your lunch right around that time, spend a half hour to an hour with me, and but if you can't, you can always just hit watch later and catch it later.
We do a lot of things on watch later, just because like during the day we can't watch something. And when I get off work, Troy will start playing those things that we now have time to watch and get caught up. And I know it looks weird. Troy is sitting literally like 4 feet, 5 feet in front of me. So I keep looking over my laptop at him. Yeah. So whenever I'm looking up, I'm not rolling my eyes. I'm actually looking at him.
Yeah. Yeah, Mark, I saw that interview. You did good. Your pronunciation of the Klingon language is much better than mine. CluuStudios, salute, Pacelli's. Well, salute to you too. Make sure you guys are subscribed to CluuStudios. He is a very perspicacious young man, very right thinking, in my opinion.
And if you haven't already, please hit that thumbs up. We'd really appreciate it. Show the love.
That's what I say. If you can't catch us live, catch us Memorex. But then I have to explain that because we still have some young folks around that don't know what Memorex is. Hail, chat. Sorry I'm behind. Watch party and on a panel with Sci-Fi Mambi. Well, I totally understand. I know you kind of spread yourself thin, but you are good people, Connie, the bird woman of YouTube. Thank you so much. Yeah. Check out her channel, I almost said Chick-fil-A Productions.
Fluff Chick
Productions. That's what I meant to say. What are you doing Monday at 11 p.m. Eastern? That would be 10 Central. I'd like to have you on as a guest at the Tower after hours. He means, of course, the Avengers Tower. The late show format, like Carson, Letterman, etc. Well, here's the thing. Let me think. I might not be able to be there on time. Monday night is when I do my members stream every week. I do members night at the movies. That starts at 8 Central. That would be 9 your time. And so it would go right up to, or probably a little bit over your start time.
Unless you pick a really short movie.
Well, unless I can, yeah, exactly. So, Mr. Stark, shoot me a DM. Let's see if we can't work something out. I'll try to make something happen. Absolutely. I appreciate the invitation. Booger was on a local TV station as a Klingon also. I spoke gibberish and they subtitled with their next gen promo. That's pretty clever. I like that. Let's see. Gotta sleep. Gotta step away.
Have a great rest of your stream if you're not live when I get back.
Fair enough. Wow, that's but still shoot me an email so I can
DM.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Well, however you want to shoot me a message, that's fine. You could send me a carrier pigeon. I'd be fine with that too. It runs for an hour. Again, late show. Yeah, that's fine. It's just an hour later for you is the thing, because I'm an hour behind.
We're Central Time.
You're the future guy over there with your future technology.
What's the winning lottery numbers?
Yeah, that's right. We only got an hour to play them.
Actually, the numbers get cut off, I think, at 6 p.m. You can't get that days anymore after 6 p.m.
Oh, is that how it works?
Yeah, so like at 6:01, my numbers would be for the next one. It's either 6 or 7 p.m. that they do the cutoff, and then any other numbers done after that point are for the next drawing.
Netter, Mark is actually asking, Nukdak uch dapor.
Did I say backwards?
No. He's asking you. He probably wants you to answer. You can actually answer visually. If they don't know Memorex, they won't know pigeons. Well, you got a good point there. You got an excellent point there. Yeah, she found the chocolate.
I want to make sure we can. Okay. There we go.
This is not a sponsored stream.
I got Reese's and Cadbury.
There you go. So Booger does not speak Klingon whole. I am not very fluent, but I understand it pretty well. I have been a member of the Klingon Language Institute. I have been to several of their and anyway, so there you go. So in addition to deciding to go in full time and getting I mean, I had literally just announced this fact, even though I was kind of starting to do things behind the scenes for weeks. I made the official announcement on Monday on Deleted Scenes channel. His
Sunday night.
His reserved seats. And like I said, it was like right after that I got the call from Gary that he wanted me to be on Doomcock, which was incredibly exciting. And then I made on my channel, I repeated the announcement during Liquid Lunch. So I was really going all in. And then I got a message from Ryan Roger Athe. Many of you know him. He got deplatformed here on the commie
which is totally nuts.
But be that as it may, I started sharing out the video he had done for me, the Rising Stars, the reality based he had me on, because they're still up on Rumble. Because if you're smart, you don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Yours are up on Rumble. Mine never ported over when I was transferring over my videos. So I lost mine.
So I shared his videos out, and I said, this is why you multi-platform people go subscribe to Ryan Roger Athe on Rumble, and while you're there, maybe subscribe to me on Rumble too. Let's make sure we keep it all alive by doubling up here. And then he reached out and says, you want to be on Reality Based again? And I said, yeah. So Wednesday afternoon, I was over on Reality Based on his Rumble channel. And then I got myself something to eat, and then I was on Doomcock later in the evening. So And I was telling PJ over at Orville Nation, I said, I don't believe in coincidence. I tell people I'm going to start doing this streaming thing full time, and these great opportunities and whatnot come out of the woodwork, and people asking to do collabs and stuff. I'm like, my gosh, I mean, that's got to be fate or kismet, or I don't know, something like that. I had the Klingon dictionary in the 80s, but never really tried to speak it until I tried the Duolingo course. I've heard about the Duolingo course. I have not really gotten into it, but I know the people that wrote the curriculum for Duolingo. But I have all the books. In fact, I have all the books, and I have, if not all, then most of the books that have been translated into Klingon, such as Much Ado About Nothing and Klingon Christmas Carol and Hamlet, The Legend of Gilgamesh,
And this next comment you should be able to relate to.
Although I have performed Klingon weddings and funerals for performance art at conventions, I have done the same thing, Booger. I have done at least 2 weddings. I did a Rite of Ascension ceremony here in my house. For the longest time, every year, we would celebrate the Klingon holiday of Hitlo. Yes, exactly. And
I speak with an accent.
It just so happened that one of our ship members had a birthday that week, so I said, it's time for you to walk the river of blood.
And Booger says, Dr. Schoen was a guest at one of the weddings I did.
There you go. And he's right. There are a number of great puns in the Klingon language. Ones that aren't so obvious all the time. You might not even catch them until you've been using it for a while. For example, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then look very closely at the words for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and see if they are not other words within the Klingon language. Very, very funny stuff.
Well, Klingon does sound a lot like German. It's got like a lot of the same guttural
and a little bit of Yiddish. Yeah, it's got it. The important point is that it is different enough from English that you need to learn some very different phonemes. Anyway, so that was I ran a club for a few years called the Keptach, which was mostly about doing various ceremonies. Yeah, so in the Klingon assault group, CAG, I am the head of their culture division. I created a group within it for the clerics of Boreth. If you ever saw the episode Rightful Heir, Worf goes to Boreth, which is a monastery where he's trying to get his Klingon spirituality together, and Kahless appears to him, the reborn emperor. And I loved the bluish green robes that they had and whatnot. And I said, you know what? I'm going to start that. And whenever I would go to conventions and I would do talks on Klingon history and Klingon culture and so on and so forth, that was the garb that I would wear. I do not do a Klingon bris because Klingons do not need to cut parts off of themselves before they go into battle. They'll lose parts over time on their own.
And Klingons do have 2.
Kov's Klingon rules: object before the verb, and the subject after the rule. Rule 2, use the correct prefix for every verb. Yes, exactly right. Hard pressed to learn bad English, much less Klingon. Um, why I like bocce. Yeah, exactly. As a matter of fact, some of the people that are more fluent in Klingon, but perhaps that's the only other language they speak. There are some people in Germany and in the United States who, because the German doesn't speak English and the American doesn't speak German, they communicate using Klingon.
Yeah.
Outside the United States, I believe the country of Germany has the highest number of fluent Klingon speakers. That statistic may have changed, but when last I checked, that was the case. I have a Klingon baby naming ceremony in my book. Nobody ever asked for it. There you go. So anyway, yeah. That now that we're talking Star Trek, maybe I might start to revive my my other channel, the Kartan the Klingon Cleric. I've got a lot of Klingon content over there, a couple of cooking videos. And I have a bunch of other Klingon dishes that I want to do videos for.
Oh, absolutely.
Maybe I'll start putting some of them up over here, put them up over there. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see what
I
happens.
know that your Gok video was very popular.
Yeah, that was a very, very popular one. And but yeah, and that's the other thing too. I need to start doing more standalone videos here. I do a lot of streaming. I've got one, I've got the liquid lunch every afternoon. Then I've got the last call on Fridays, Geeky Geezers on Sundays. But I need to start doing more scripted videos. I've already started working on a couple of them related to the DC universe and so forth. So I'm going to be getting out some videos about that. Might also start doing some videos about the Marvel. Not the Marvel, the Universal monsters, especially now that Epic Universe is kicking off. Thank you so much, Mark. He says Kartan is the best Klingon chef in the quadrant. Let's be honest, there aren't a lot of Klingon chefs in the quadrant, but I thank you nonetheless. Cooking like Klingon. Split them like a targ. Yes, exactly right. So yeah, I've got a lot more standalone videos that I'm working on. Actual scripting that takes a lot longer. I'm in a groove with the live streams. I just need to do more writing, filming, and editing. So
I know where you're at with that. I've got videos that I have been. They're in a folder waiting to be edited, and they've been sitting there for a while because I just haven't had time.
Yep.
My very first video, the box folding video, I had to do that in one take because I didn't know how to edit. I didn't have an editing program.
So if she screwed up, she literally had to go back to the beginning and start over again.
I did something like 26 takes because either I would flub a line or I would drop the box or something. So I ended up, I knew what I wanted to say. And it was just a matter of saying it straight without flubbing line or, like I said, dropping the box. And after like 26 tries, I finally did all the way through without dropping the box, not flubbing the lines. And I'm like, awesome. And I told Troy about it. He goes, we got editing software. I'm like, I just looked at him. It was just like seriously, dude. And then he gave me the editing program and showed me how to use it. So now I can actually edit vids. But it was just like, seriously, dude.
Live streaming, while fun, don't help longevity. Their viewership peters out. Uploads are pushed by YouTube further. That's what I've heard. And it's really true because I don't have a lot of standalone videos, but the ones I do have, some of them have been very, very popular. I've got one that is a parody of the old Kenner Star Wars action figures videos, where I'm showing off my custom holiday special action figures. It's done very, very well. It's done very well.
Yeah,
and I
show
did
it? You can, I'll let you.
No, that's okay. But there is also a video. It was just a goofy tongue-in-cheek thing that I did. I used some footage from Indiana Jones 2. The scene of the guy pulling the guy's heart out. And I did a parody of Last Christmas. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart, but you shouted Kali Ma and it burst into flames. It is the most popular video on my channel, and I'm singing so badly off key. I'm like, why is this so popular? It's dumb, but people liked it. So
because it was short and it was sweet, or I should say short,
Booger,
sweet,
Booger. I do a stream every year where I play different versions of the holiday special. Most oftentimes I play the Thank the Maker edit, which I consider to be the superior.
Because Carrie Fisher doesn't sing.
I think she does,
does she?
Sing in it. But there's a lot of things.
Oh, that's the one that took out the Wookiee porn.
Yes, and they swapped it with actual adult entertainment. Just,
Wait, Curtis Selby, you have not seen the holiday special? Troy shows it every year.
This November, just stick with me. We will be doing it once again.
It's the week before Thanksgiving, isn't it?
I can't remember if it's the week before or the week after.
It's not in December. It's in November. So it's like the week before Thanksgiving. We will be watching the holiday special.
I don't really see commercials anymore because I don't really watch terrestrial television anymore. It's a throwback to the old-fashioned toy commercials when we were kids. It's awesome. Yeah, well, I wish, though, that they would start putting out, like I was so pissed off at McFarlane Toys when they decided to bring back the superpowers, and they put them, like an inch scale higher. Michael French said that they've gone back to the original scale, but I was like, what the heck?
And Curtis said, no, he meant the commercial. Or the parody, rather, that you did, Christmas parody.
I didn't know that Think Eat had done one. I did get the big the furry Hasbro one, which looks very much like the one from the holiday special. But I also got the bantha that Stan Solo did, which is very much in the style of the original 70s Kenner items like the dewback and so forth. Last Christmas, I cracked up my whip. The very next day, Sunberg submerged into snakes. This year, a new gift, my dear, erasing the last two movies. Salute, my friend. I like that. That is very, very good. Also, if you are at all an Indiana Jones fan, check out Retro Blasting's deep dive into the Dial of Dysentery. It's more entertaining than the movie itself. It's longer than the movie itself, but it is still far, far more entertaining. And while you're there, check out his more recent video, deep dive into Rogue One, and the Rogue One we could have had if they hadn't changed directors in midstream. But anyway, yeah. A lot of big things that I've got planned for the channel, and it's been a really, really good week, and I really, really appreciate it.
Connie wants to know what editing program we use. I use Nero.
Right now we're using Nero, but I am getting ready to farm out and see if there's something else that I can use that is not so quirky, a little more user-friendly, and free, because I've heard there's a lot of good open source.
So if anyone out there has got a good free editing program that they use that's not Nero, drop us a DM, let us know what it is so we can check it out and see.
Booger, I don't know what to tell you. Just sometimes you say the wrong thing at the wrong time. You can upset people. But Michael's a good friend, so I have nothing to say on that. I am basic. I use Windows MOV. Oh, wait.
Clip
He is
champ.
uh,
Clip champ.
Champ. Okay, gotcha.
Okay, now I got break this down.
Remember, folks, Tony is a strange man, but he is still fun to watch. Yeah, exactly. So anyway, yeah, that's about all I got. I would ask you guys if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please do. Down in the description below, I have my my X. How to find me on X, how to find me on the Green Machine.
Yeah.
And check out my stuff if you like it. Great. I'd love to see you around on the live streams. Drop a comment if you catch it Memorex. And if you really like me and you want to help support the channel, there's always memberships. Memberships start as low as $2 a month, and you get a free movie night streaming with the members every Monday. Right now, we've got a poll up of the members. They're deciding between 3 films. Dune Part 2, I should call it. The original Lilo and Stitch, and The Untouchables. And right now, the original Lilo and Stitch seems to be winning. We will see.
I haven't voted yet. I'm still a member, I think, until the end of the month because I
was gifted a membership. Yep. Let me, members, make sure you go and vote. I'm good with all 3 of them. But right now, it looks like Lilo and Stitch is going to win out. Last Christmas, I flew with Indy, but the villains dropped us because Nurhachi? Don't know. I am not as big an indie fan as Michael French is. Stitch should have stayed a cartoon. Well, technically, he did. I mean, it's just a different form of animation. There you go. But
Stitch should stay a cartoon. I've heard mixed things on the new Lilo and Stitch. Some people really hated it.
Some people said it was pretty good. It wasn't as bad as people are saying. But I'm sorry, that's not enough of a ringing endorsement for me to care. I am very against these live action remakes. The only ones that I have liked were the Jon Favreau Jungle Book and the live action adaptation of Cinderella. Other than anything else, I have not liked. I have not been pleased. But anyway, I got nothing else to say about myself. I'm not that interesting.
I think you are. That's why we've been married for 33 years.
And that's why you decided to have me as a guest on your channel, and I very, very much appreciate it.
So let's see. Today is Thursday.
You know what I just realized? I have not set up the stream to forward you guys right after this stream. We are going to send you over to Deleted Scenes channel for his coming attraction so he can tell you what he's got coming up for this week.
Absolutely. But let's see. So Friday night, that'll be Friday Night Last Call over on Troy's channel. Do you have a topic?
I do. We are going to be talking about a number of articles that have come out in the past week or so. Specifically, how do you look it up? Do you type in deleted scenes?
I type in deleted scene, deleted_scenes, and then coming attractions. And it should come up for today, which is, for me, it's the second one. Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
And then make sure you save, and then you can go back to YouTube.
Yep. So yeah. What was I saying? I got
Friday night
distracted.
last call. What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah. So I got a couple of articles that came up this week talking about AI and how it's being used, how it is changing many different industries. And I'm going to talk a little bit about how AI is not what you think it is. It is not, in fact, artificial intelligence. It is not intelligent at all. And we'll get a little bit into that. And I think this will be the episode for Boomer to rant. You usually tune in for my rants. No. Boomer's going to be ranting in this one, I think.
Boomer, the soft-spoken, quiet guy, is going to be ranting.
Yeah, he usually just kind of sighs heavily. No, I think he's going to have
That's going to be interesting.
A few strong words to say. We'll see. That's Friday. Saturday, like I said, over on Big Al Presents Films with Friends, we'll be watching Inner Space, Martin Short, Dennis Quaid, and Meg Ryan. And then, of course, Sunday, Geeky Geezers at 8 Central, where we talk about all the stuff that isn't articles about AI that we talked about on Friday. So there you go. Yes, that's one of the things I'm going to talk about, Stark. All AI is a misused label.
Yep.
It's a virtual intelligence, a program that requires input. And there's a great deal of random factors to it. So you've got to be very careful if you're going to try trusting the output that comes from it.
And Booger says Arnold warned us about AI in the 80s.
Yeah, a lot of people did. You know, there's a great meme that I sent to Boomer, hopefully to use in the slideshow for Friday. Someone put out that look you give when you hear everybody using AI for everything, and it's Sarah Connor smoking. But and yeah, so that's what we got coming up, and I got nothing else.
Okay. Well, that was the update on Troy's channel and the big changes that he had made recently. So make sure you tune into Liquid Lunch Monday through Friday, noon Central, 1 Eastern. Every day it's a different topic. And on Fridays, he's going to tell you all about the drink he's going to be making that he'll be drinking that evening on Friday Night Last Call.
Or maybe late afternoon.
Or maybe late afternoon. So what is your drink for tomorrow?
Tomorrow I will be talking about the classic Moscow Mule. And that reminds me, I got to put my mug in the freezer.
Yep. Booger says, then again, Orwell warned us about 1984. We didn't listen.
Yeah. I definitely feel like some of our world leaders did not see it as a cautionary tale. They saw it as a how-to. So
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So like I said, make sure that you tune in Monday through Friday for Liquid Lunch.
Curtis says, watch more Troy Pacelli. No calories, I promise you. I got all the calories myself. You don't get any just by watching me.
And of course, Friday Night Last Call on Mondays. If you are a member, you get the Member Monday Night the Movies. If you are a Blake 7 fan, you can watch us on Tuesdays. At what time is that going to be now?
We're pushing it to 10 Central, 11 Eastern.
Okay. So 10 Central, 11 Eastern. So basically, he is on, I think, every day of the week, either hosting or co-hosting, except for Wednesdays.
I am somewhere streaming every day, yes.
Yes, he is. So any final words, sweetie?
No, I just want to thank everyone for all the encouragement. Last minute, well, thank you for everyone who is supporting myself and Netter, like Geek Flag here with the $2 super chat. Even if you come in just under the wire like Sashi, thank you so much for being here, my friend. Really, really love seeing you guys. Stark of Iron had fun, and so did I. You guys have to understand, you guys are fun to hang out with. That's why I do this. So that's all I
Absolutely.
got. Thank you, everyone.
And I am saying hi to Sashi in
Because that's what you
chat.
do. You got to say hi to everyone in the set.
I gotta drop my hi, sweeties.
Be kind, rewind, Stark says. Absolutely. That's right.
It's like, it's my thing. I gotta say hi to my sweeties. And of course, y'all know what I always say at the end of every stream. And even though I do tend to say about the same thing, I'm not saying it just to say it. I actually do mean it. We can talk amongst ourselves, and Troy and I frequently do.
Yes.
But it is so much more fun when you guys are joining us in the chat and you're dropping the comments, questions, trivia, being goofy, whatever it may be. And it doesn't feel like we're separated by miles or continents in some cases. Hi, Sashi.
Yeah, exactly.
It feels like we're all hanging out in our family room. We're passing the popcorn and having a great time. And you guys, you know you're not just our friends. You are our family. Troy talked about this on Liquid Lunch Wednesday.
Yep.
You are our family. We love you guys. And we appreciate you. Yes. We love you guys and we appreciate you so very much. You are so encouraging. You are AWESMOE. And the way that you encourage not just us, but each other, it's just really amazing. I love seeing that community, that family spirit that we all have. And the way that you support our channels is incredible. It's the super chats, super stickers, becoming a member. That's so important. Sharing out the streams, the thumbs up, comments, all of that is really helpful for all of our channels to help them grow. And the more they grow, the better they're going to be. And the more we can do for all of you. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for being a part of our family. And if you're not a member yet, well, why not consider becoming one? Join the other part of our family, the member part. Until next time, good night and God bless.
Salute.
Bye, everyone.
Where's the outro? Sorry.
all for.